And let me share. Do you want me to share my screen and then you do it, or I don't really.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Hold on. I didn't even open the thing. I can.
Okay, I will share and then you can just tell me when you want me to move on. Hold on. If I can.
So while you're doing that, I just got the Chalene Johnson.
Oh my gosh.
The 30 push?
Yes. And I am so excited about it. I'm just freaking out. I keep telling my husband, stop talking to me. I'm in my journal.
I really wanted it. How do you like it? What do you think about it? Because I was thinking like $40 is a lot for a journal. Like
it is, and that's why I only got the 3-pack to start with, because I wanted to try it out.
Yeah.
I'm a planner type person. I really like have something to write in.
Yeah.
She totally simplifies just everything down. I would probably do a review for it on my page.
Really? That's really cool. You should actually talk about that on your page.
And it just puts your priorities right in line.
That's awesome.
You reevaluate every 30 days. It's really cool.
I've done her 30-day push when I very first started as coaching. I was actually thinking last week that I should do it again, but it was before she came out with all these other things. And she's just fun. She's really good at what she does. But
I love her.
Her energy is a blast. Okay. So I've got this up here. Hopefully you guys can see. Just for success stuff, you guys are killing it always. Nicole, I just realized I didn't copy your stuff in here. I'm sorry. You're at Success Club 6 though, right?
No, thank you.
Oh. I'm used to you being at the top. Sorry. It's only the 15th, girl. You've got it. So yeah, people are doing great. And it's almost the curse. I think I told you this the other day. It's almost the curse of beginners, not beginners luck, because it's definitely not luck, but I think it's so hard. There will be months that are harder than others. And when you've started out like you did, where it was straight to the top, I think mentally it can almost be harder to get back in it. So, and I think Monique would echo this. Ben laughs at me, and it's not as bad as it was my first year in coaching, but literally the 31st rolls around and I already am stressing about next month's Success Club points. And it always ends up coming through. So you're totally fine. It's not even halfway through the month yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys are all doing great. I added Cody in here, even though it's actually Julianne. So he gets his own shout out. So.
Yeah.
Julianne is technically at 2, but really she's done the work for 6. For Shakeology, Nicole, you've tried vegan vanilla, right?
Yeah.
It's awesome. I love it. I am
not sold on it yet.
Really?
No. So last night, because I made, the Shakeology bowl last night, Tom hates it. So he hates the regular vanilla is disgusting, and so I hate that. But he can't stand the regular vanilla because it has that taste, that vitamin-y taste to it. So when I told him I got this one, we opened it up and we tried it last week or whatever, or the week before last, right before we started the reset. And he was like, no way. There's nothing you can do to mask that taste. It still has that vitamin-y taste to it, which it does. I think it's not as pungent.
It's not as bad. It's not as bad. And I think it's more creamy. So I like that.
Yeah. It is hard to cover it up. So anyways, I did a 50-50 mix last night of the vegan chocolate and vegan vanilla.
That'll be good.
It was good. Yeah. I think it'll take me a minute to get used to it. I'm not 100% sold.
We're doing our next bag is going to be the vegan cafe latte. So then I can tell you guys how that is.
Have you done it with berries, Monique?
No, not yet. I've only done it.
That's the way that I like it, is with berries.
Okay. I'll try it.
I did it with frozen cherries, and that was really good. And then I did it with peanut butter and cinnamon and a tiny bit of just sprinkled in the tiniest bit of graham cracker. And that was really good.
I did it regular, like I normally do, the almond butter, PB2 and banana. You know what I mean? The regular,
mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, I think I need to try it with fruit.
It is infinitely better than the non-vegan one though. So, okay. Yeah. So Shakeology, the, UV2 program is coming out, I think, any day on demand. Yeah, Nicole, you can.
And did you guys see, or I don't know if you did National Wake Up Call, but it was what he was on there. What's his name?
Yeah, Leonardo.
Leonardo was the, yeah, he was the speaker this morning on National Wake Up Call.
Could you understand him?
What?
Could you understand him?
Oh, I didn't listen to it yet.
Okay.
I didn't either yet. He was funny though, but I think it's not really in my niche, but I can say, and I know Monique could say this too, I was not excited for Country Heat and I did it anyways. And I had so many people with amazing results because I think sometimes the more intense stuff intimidates people. So it's just really cool to show the other side. And then Shift Shop is coming out in July. Just as a reminder for you guys, there is the Success Club trip opportunity still on the board for diamond coaches and below. And I really think there's no reason that any of you shouldn't go for that. So all the details are in the FAQs, but that trip is full for Mexico next year. Monique and I are both on it, but you guys can still earn a spot. And I think it's totally realistic to push for it. And then the Success Prize this month is the personal development webinar with John Maxwell. And I've read a ton of his books and he's awesome. So,
well, especially with the Success Club trip, I think we posted it in the Rising Stars a couple weeks ago, but especially if you're earning a bunch of Success Club points, for every Success Club point you earn, it equals like $5 that they bank. And so your trip, I just got my report and I've already earned half of the trip itself is $1,200. I've earned $600 and it's not even the first quarter is just over. So I'll be well into earning it completely for free by the end of the year.
Yeah. And like Nicole, all the Success Club points that you're earning this year, those all go for like next year's trip still.
2018 or 2019?
2019? If she signs up, it'll go to 2018.
Yeah. But I'm saying like this year, the points she's earning this year goes towards next year's trip. Like we earned the Success Club trip for this next year in April of 2018 was from our work last year.
No.
Well,
Oh, this year.
It's accumulating now. Like I just got my report.
You're right. I'm crazy.
You earn it now for next year. So you can go in April and all your Success Club points right now are being accumulated and are earning money for that.
April of next year.
Yeah. 2018.
Yep. And then basically how they did it this last year is that they gave you priority of signing up for the trip, which is what you can't do still because it's technically full. But all your like points and everything for this year will establish your spot next year for whenever they announce what trip it's going to be next year to sign up for. So kind of how it works. So yeah, we're going to jump in though to using vision to reach your goals because we're on this little vision series because really, like we talked about last week, if you don't have a vision, if you don't have a big scary goal, you don't know what you're pushing for and you don't have a direction. And when you don't have a direction, people following you don't have a direction and it just all spirals. So we're going to chat about that. But first off, I wanted to show you guys a little clip because I'm obsessed with Brendan Burchard.
Me too. I have to say I'm really bummed that we're not going to make you still might, but I'm not going to make his thing.
I don't know. I don't think I will. He has an entire channel on YouTube, guys, on personal development stuff. So I'm just going to show a couple minutes of this. Hopefully you guys can all hear him.
Too big. We have dreams that are just way beyond your reach. You have ambitions, desires, goals, things you really want to do with your life, and they're just never going to be possible. I mean, if you're not, I want to walk on the moon.
No.
And
can you not hear it? You can. Okay.
That's just not likely for you. How do you deal with that? How do you know when you're thinking too big? People ask me this all the time because they have big dreams, and you think about the charged life. You want to live, this vibrant, ambitious, challenging, major contributing life. You want to change the world, but some people can't even change their own world. So let alone changing the rest of the world is going to be a little difficult, right? So how do you know what that barrier is? Well, first and foremost, I don't think anyone can think too big. I think the real challenge is too many people fail to plan big, right? They have a big dream, but it never hits a piece of paper, it never hits a business plan, never hits a step-by-step. It never really gets into development mode. It's in dream mode all the time. They're two different things, right? You got dream mode, vision, ideas. But at some point, that's going to hit development mode, a work plan, a structure, a habit, a routine, a step-by-step. So I tell you, look, you can be a dreamer all your life, but at some point you got to become a doer as well if you're going to actualize that. So let me ask you this. That big resolution you have in your life, that big, enormous dream, is there a written plan somewhere? Have you really structured it somewhere? And here's the ultimate test. Can you show me on your calendar the hours you're spending this week focused on that, on implementing it? Not just ideation, implementing. Where is it? Is it scheduled 1 to 3 o'clock on Tuesday? Is it your morning routine that's moving you towards it? If you have a big, huge vision, goal, or dream, where is it scheduled on your calendar? If it's not there, you'll just keep operating towards the randomness of the universe. You'll just keep kind of doing whatever, going over here, getting lost in distraction over there. So yeah, you're thinking too big if it's never landing on the small calendar. The second idea I think about is to know whether or not you're thinking too big is plan for the worst case scenario. What's the worst case scenario? If you began it, you really got going along, and it crashed and burned, what's the worst case scenario? You know, for a lot of people, it's like, well, I'd go into bankruptcy, or I'd lose respect of somebody I care about, or I'd lose my job, or I'd lose this opportunity forever. And the reality is, you know, well, while life is short, life is also full of second chances. And so I always tell people, don't be so scared of your big dreams. The worst case scenario, yeah, you're out in your butt on the street. So what? We'll figure it out from there. I've gone bankrupt before, chasing my big dream to do these videos, to write books, to become a seminar leader, to do online training and thought leadership. And now I'm blessed. You know, Oprah.com named me, you know, as one of the most successful online trainers in history. I was rated in the top 25 of all personal development leaders in the world. Why? Because even when I had big dreams and I was bankrupt, I didn't doubt it. I thought, what's the worst case scenario? Someone's gonna make fun of me for trying? So what? I can manage the hate. My ego isn't so big that I can't take lessons learned. My ego's not so big that I can't take, you know, people throwing darts at me once in a while. I was like, look, so what? So what if you dream big and you try and people make fun of you? So what if they make fun of you? They're making fun of you already. They're just gonna keep making fun of you. Now maybe there's more people making fun of you. How are you gonna deal with that? You're an adult, you can handle it. Come on, don't worry so much about rejection. If you still worry about rejection, watch my YouTube video on the myth of rejection, and that might help you a little bit get over that. I'd also say, it's not that people think too big, it's that they think in silos of what they're capable of. I would say never let your current competencies or capabilities limit your vision for the future. And so my takeaway here is think team. Don't think you have to do everything yourself. If your dream is go to the moon and you're saying, well, Brenda, I'm going to do it by myself, well, yeah, you're thinking too big. You're an idiot. You know? But if you're thinking team, I mean, to go to the moon, we needed all of NASA. We needed like literally thousands and thousands of contractors and tens of thousands of man hours that were separate from even the people who were paid to go to the moon. It's like you have to think of team. You need people to support you on a journey to a bigger vision. Who are they? Have you hired them? Have you recruited them? Have you enrolled them in the vision? Have you got people excited about it? Yeah, your dream is too big if you haven't involved anybody else in actually coming up with it and achieving it. Last big idea is if you got a big dream and you're not currently developing your skill sets to achieve it, then yeah, you're thinking too big. You've got to be thinking, like if you want to go to the Olympics, the entire march to Olympics continues to be skill acquisition, the refinement of talent, training, conditioning, over and over and over. Practice, 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 practice. That's how you achieve a big vision. So look at your calendar. Where's the training? Where's the practice? Where's the skill development? If you're not developing yourself to achieve a dream, then you're just a dreamer. If you're developing yourself consistently with focused sort of lesson plans, focused practices, developing that skill to be able to do it well, then you're on your way, and you're not only going to achieve that big goal or that big dream, you're going to live what we call the charged life.
I love that. I love his stuff. Just always makes me so pumped. So that hopefully kind of gives some context of what we wanted to talk about, of just like not just having a vision, but really making it happen. And how do you do that? So the first thing are SMART goals, which we've talked about before. And Monique, if you want to jump in at any point, go for it. But did you have anything to say about SMART goals?
The what? SMART goals? No, I mean, SMART goals, if you've never heard of them before, and especially if Nicole, you've been following Shalene, she's a big believer in SMART goals. But it's an acronym basically. And so SMART, it obviously means to be smart about setting your goals, but the acronym stands, the S is for specific. So you should know the outcome of your goal, right? It's like literally taking this giant goal, like what Brennan was just saying, and breaking it down into small manageable pieces, right? So it needs to be very specific. You need to know the outcome of your goal. So like for Abby and I, we're like, okay, we want to hit 2-star by this date and we want to hit 5-star by this date. Like it's very specific. We know the outcome of it. It needs to be measurable. And so you need to know when you will reach this goal. Again, we set a specific date for each goal because it's very important. I just listened, I'm actually listening to the 12-week year right now and kind of breaking it down the same way. It needs to be achievable. So like Brendan was just saying, it needs to be way more achievable than I'm going to go to the moon one day. It needs to be something that's realistic, that you can achieve, even if it's a stretch or it's a push or it's going to push you outside of your comfort zone a little bit. It still needs to be something that is achievable, right? It needs to be relevant. How will this help you in the long run? So, we're talking about vision, and vision and goals are two different things, but they go hand in hand. So your goals need to be pushing your long-term vision. So whatever your long-term vision is, your goals should be relatable to that and relevant to it. And then time-bound, you have to set specific times for your goals. If you have to really set aside time, and that's when we talked to you guys about time blocking and doing all that stuff, but set a time frame for, again, breaking it down a little bit into even more manageable chunks where you're working on it every single day, or you're doing certain things throughout the week that you're on pace for your goals.
Mm-hmm. And this applies to everything, whether it's like losing 100 pounds to I'm a brand new coach. This is my first team call. What's my next step? Okay. Challenge group. Like those, it literally applies to anything in your life. But.
Yeah. Even like personal stuff. Like when I was just listening to that, that book this morning, he was even saying or somebody else, I think they used an example of someone that used it, but she used the same process to pay off debt. And they ended up paying off debt that would have taken them like 3 years. They paid it off in 12 months because they followed the specific formula, laid it out very specifically. So it can apply to any aspect of your life that you really want to work on it.
This is one of the things I love about coaching is all the personal development. It's stuff that I didn't used to take time to do. And it just enhances like my marriage, my work. Like I get really nerdy about it because I love it.
I know. Me too.
And Monique is going to take this part because this is something that she has been killing this year. So I'm going to let her run with it.
No, not killing, but it's been really cool to see it happen. So I just wanted to give you guys 6 ways to achieve your goals so that it helps with your long-term vision, right? So the first thing that you need to do is visualize your goal. And I know a lot of this is going to sound really weird because it sounded really weird to me when I first, when people start telling you visualize things and really like close your eyes and feel it and see it and touch it in your mind. It sounds really like kooky, like, oh, this is weird. This is not right. You know what I mean? But it's truly so helpful and so powerful to be able to see yourself in certain things. Like I see myself walking across stage at Summit. I see myself doing these things that, it's not crazy. It's things that you're planting these seeds in your own mind, and you really have to have those seeds planted in order to instill the belief in yourself that you can achieve these goals and that your vision is a real true thing that's possible, right? It's not just something that you're telling yourself like, oh yeah, I can do it. And then all of a sudden it becomes I can't, right? So you're planting these seeds. It's so important that you truly visualize yourself in the place, achieving the goal, achieving, what you set out to do, like see yourself there, imagine how you'll feel. So start with that, right? It's very powerful. The second thing to do is you need to tell people. And that's why we had you guys do that last week. And it's really crazy because none of us had ever set our big, scary goals out loud, right? And to each other as a team. And these are our most important, you guys, our little squad is our most important people who are going to help us get us there. Like, it's great that I tell my husband that I want to be a top coach, but he can't help me get there. He doesn't really care. I mean, he cares for me. He wants me to reach my goals, but he's like, whatever, do your thing. Go be a top coach. You know what I mean? Like, he's not going to push me. He doesn't know how to push me. He doesn't know how to help me. So we can share those things, obviously, with people around us, but it's going to be way more effective when you're sharing it with like-minded individuals, whether that's our team or you have a success partner from another team or whatever it is, it's so important that you keep saying it. And just because you said it once, it doesn't mean that you don't ever say it again. You keep saying it out loud to your team, to each other, because we'll be able to help each other stay accountable to it. But again, it brings it to a reality. Like you're saying this out loud. Like Erica said last week, she'd never said that out loud, not even really to herself. Like she thought it in her mind that she wants to be a top coach, but she's never verbally expressed it out loud to anyone. And it really kind of shocked her to say it out loud, you know? So it's super powerful to verbalize what our big, hairy, scary goals are in order to help us realize them and reach them. And then like what we were just talking about, the SMART goals, we have to break them up, right? So you have to write them down. You have to be specific about them. Otherwise, they will not be achievable. They won't. You will not get there. It's a possibility to achieve them, but it won't happen if we don't break them down and take the steps just chunk by chunk, bite by bite, every single day. And that's why the 4 vital behaviors are so broken down like that. And we hear them a lot, but it's broken down because those are small, manageable goals to do every single day, right?
And those are the same things we talk about in our challenge groups, you know, like working with people of like, you're not going to lose 50 pounds in the first week. So let's set those little goals, like stay on point with your nutrition, work out every day, drink your shake, and you start to see it compound. And I would just say, like with the visualizing, like I literally have, it's super nerdy, but in my garage, in our mirror, where I work out, I have ELITE written, and I see it every single day because it just keeps me like focused like that is my goal. I know people who have, you know, whether it's a weight loss goal or a relationship goal, like just written, and then learning also how to tell people, like Nicole, you've had, I think actually today even, an amazing post about that, of just kind of sharing your vision for your family and your future. And it can be different than how you share with us as a team, but still communicating with people like, this is where I'm headed. This is where my life is going. You should join me. It's awesome. And that just inspires people. So.
And I do that a lot in my posts, especially when I'm doing coaching posts or call to action. Like I always say that my team is going to the top because I truly believe that we are. And are we far from that right now? For sure. But is it impossible? Absolutely not. And it might take 2 more years or 3 more years or heck, even 5 more years. Who knows? But I'm still going there and I'm still getting to the top. You know what I mean? So I'm constantly putting that vision out because I want people to know that this is something that I truly believe in and that I'm going for, right?
And it helps you believe in it too.
True. It totally does. Most of the things I say in my posts, I'm saying to myself. Like, I'm sure it helps other people, but I'm talking to myself. Like, I need to hear it more than anybody else does. Okay. And then set a date, right? So again, it's going back to the SMART goals, like put a date on it. And that forces you to put those small manageable goals and take those small steps every day. So like Abby and I, we knew Summit was that was our big push goal from the beginning of the year, right? And so we that's a date. We set the date. We put it out there. May 4th was the date that we needed. You know, we were looking for people to go diamond by May 4th. And so we helped those that we knew that could reach that by May 4th. We helped them there. We knew May 11th was the very last cutoff date, right? Like that was it. And so we pushed really hard to help those that we could to get diamond because we knew that would help us. That would help our business, but it would help growth for our team too, right? For the other people that are involved. So those were dates that we set way at the beginning of the year. We set that in January. May 4th was the date. May 11th was the absolute drop dead date, right? So again, and that pushed us, and guess what happened? It worked, right? We pushed ourselves. We pushed those that we knew were ready to push themselves too. We helped a lot of people in a very small amount of time, and we made it happen, right? So now we set the next date and set the next goal, right? So setting a date is so important, not just saying like, oh, I'm going to do this, you know, whatever, whenever it happens, I'm going to lose this much weight, or I'm going to hit this next rank. You have to really put set a date on it that's very realistic, which brings me to the next point. Dream big, be realistic, but know that you need to do what you need to do in order to achieve it, right? So be real with your time and your resources. Like Abby just said, you're not going to say, I'm going to lose 50 pounds in a week. That's impossible, completely unrealistic. Like it's just crazy talk, right? You need to know what you're capable of doing especially with the circumstances in your life. Like I know I have 2 kids. I know I have to commute a lot to pick them up and drop them off. Like it might seem like I'm home alone a lot during the day, but I really don't have a lot of time to work. So the time that I have during the day needs to be focused so that I can I'm doing the right things every day to reach these goals, right? So you have to be realistic. It's great to dream big, but like I would love to be 15-star diamond by the end of this year. Is that realistic? It's possible. It's not impossible, but it's not really realistic considering what I'm tracking and what I'm doing. It's not truly realistic. I can push for it. It could be a stretch goal, but truly I think 5-star at the end of the year is a good goal, and it's realistic. It's something that's achievable and attainable from now till then. And then commit to yourself. Don't feel like if you miss this goal, and that's something that Abby and I we talk about that too. And it's so important that's why it's important to verbalize it and tell people what your goals are, because if you miss the mark for any reason, it's so easy if you're alone in this and you're not sharing your goals with anybody and you're not saying this is what I'm doing. It's very easy when you miss the mark to quit or back off or hibernate or hide or feel shamed or feel embarrassed or feel anything negative at all. It's so easy to fall into that trap. And then I promise you guys, this is why most coaches quit, because they don't share this stuff with other people. They just feel ashamed, and then they feel like, I can't do this. It's impossible. There's no way. And if you had someone else accountable to you, or someone that you just go into the team and saying, hey, I missed this. Now what's next? Like, pick me up, help me out. This is still the goal. I'm still on track. I was just short by 2 points or 4 points or one coach or whatever it was. We can help you, guide you, push you, lift you back up, because that's what we're here for, right? So you have to commit to yourself, but commit to also your team, because we're here to keep you going in this. You cannot go it alone, especially setting the big, hairy, scary goal.
And you guys, you will fail. I can't even tell you, and I think this is something that you don't hear a lot of coaches talk about, but if you listen to enough National Wake Up Calls, you'll hear it come up. I have thought about quitting a ton of times. I know Monique has thought about quitting. We've all had months or weeks or days where it's just this is hard, and it's fulfilling, but it's hard, and I don't know, and you second guess yourself, and you second guess your doubts, and know that you're not. I think sometimes it's easy to feel like you're the only one who feels like that. And so then you just kind of give yourself permission to slack off and to go. But when the reality is you signed up for this for a reason. You feel this call on your heart for a reason. You want to help people, you want to inspire people, and you just have to keep going with that, because I can guarantee you there will be months where you may not hit Success Club. Monique and I both missed last year some really big personal goals. I think looking back, they weren't realistic. And that was our downfall. But I remember seeing the handwriting on the wall in November and being this isn't going to happen. And honestly, second guessing, do I want to go into another year of coaching if I wasn't able to hit the goal that I set for myself last year?
Yeah.
Here I am. And I'm so glad I am, because things have really changed this year. So just know you're not alone. And when you're feeling like that, reach out to us. That's what we're here for, because we've all felt it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And not to say you're all going to fail, but know that that's normal. And if you're a brand new baby coach, I think we might have Esther, if this is your first call on the phone. I'm so excited you're here. Those first 3 months feel like you're swimming upstream and you're drowning and you don't even know where to start. That's normal. This is all normal to feel. So don't be overwhelmed. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So now we have homework for you guys, which is exciting. It's going to be fun stuff, right? So you're going to write down your vision, and whatever we talked about last week, whatever your big, hairy, scary goal is, we want you to write it down, and we want you to take a picture of what you wrote down, and we want you to post it in the group. And you can do it if you're here on the call, do it in the Rising Stars page. But we want you to put it out there, because we want to hold each other accountable to these and help each other reach these goals, no matter what they are. It doesn't have to be a rank or whatever. We talked about this last week. Whatever is going to push you forward in life, we want to help you achieve that. It's not just rank or Success Club or whatever. It could be a combination of different things, but put those hairy, scary goals out there. So for you, Nicole, you've done already a ton of research in, possibly winning the Beachbody Challenge and all that stuff. That's freaking rad. That's awesome. You've already taken that initiative, and that's a completely achievable and possible goal, right? So with writing it down, it's really cool, because I wanted to share with you guys, back in January, I joined this other, a group for entrepreneur women. And the woman that led it, did one of the first things every other week. She leads a weekly challenge. And so that week we learned how to do a vision board. And we are going to host a virtual vision board party. And the reason why I want to do it this way, it was very specific. It's not what I love about it is it's not this crazy board that you cut out all these pictures from the magazines and you're like looking at this like your magazine threw up all over a cardboard, thing. To me, that's too much for me. I can't focus on anything. It doesn't help me, achieve my goals at all. It looks cute and it looks fun and pretty. But this vision board that I created with this woman in this group, there are 9. You put 9 goals on there, and they're all aligned with your chakras, which is very important with your energy and the energy that we're putting out into the world. And now I'm going to just say, you guys, that I was a little, again, hesitant with that whole thing because I'm Christian. I love Jesus. I love God. I believe in the Bible firmly. But I also know that our body is made of energy. We are made of energy. We are emitting energy. We're putting energy out into the world every single day with our thoughts and all of that stuff. So when we keep it positive, that's why we keep attracting positive stuff to us. When we're in a funk and it's really negative, all that negative stuff comes to us and we start attracting negative things and more bad things happen and all that stuff happens over and over again and we're wondering why. It's because our energy, right? So when our chakras are aligned, and we don't have to get into all that, I'm just going to explain to you when we do the group how it's all aligned, but it's really cool because you put a vision board together in 9 pieces. There's just 9 squares, so you're all going to get a board. We'll set a date and we'll put an event out, but we're going to do this as a team together. And I'm going to teach you guys exactly how to do it, right? And we'll put it all together and we'll share our boards after. But from January till now, I've already accomplished 3 of the things that I put on my vision board, which were crazy because most of them were huge things, right? So one of them was the ultimate reset, which I truly didn't think that I was going to accomplish until maybe way later in the year because I was going to pay for it myself. But I asked for it for Mother's Day and my husband said yes, like without a thought, without a second thought. It was like, absolutely, right? It was kind of pricey. And then I said that I wanted a business coach this year. I really want to elevate my business and elevate myself in leadership and as a businesswoman and as an entrepreneur. And I randomly, I'm telling you guys, I kind of looked for, that's how I connected with this woman who taught me how to do the vision board, but it wasn't a fit. I didn't like her deal, right? I don't know what it was. It wasn't a feeling her. So out of nowhere, this guy comes into my life and he's a business coach and he's coaching me for free. And I've done so much more than I've ever have, which is crazy, right? It's just crazy how you put these getting a business coach, whoever would have thought like that's something that I could do. And then I'm getting it for free, it's just super crazy. Anyways, these things you're going to put big, hairy, scary goals on there. So I have obviously 6 other hairy, scary goals that I haven't completed yet, but I still have a whole year to do them, And so it's just really being intentional. We're going to put 9 intentional goals on there. They're going to be really big, hairy, scary, but we're going to have a year to work through them together and accomplish them. So we'll set a date and we'll put that out for you guys, but we really, really, really encourage you to do it, especially if you have things that you want to accomplish in your business or in your personal life and stuff like that. Like it's very important. So that all kind of encompasses it all together because it'll be visual. It's important to look at it every day. I have it posted up and I'll tell you guys where you're going to post it, but it's in my bedroom and it's really awkward, but I look at it every single night. I fall asleep looking at it. I wake up in the morning looking at it. And that's what I see every single day. My goals, just like Abby said, she walks into her garage and she sees what her goals are every single day. So it's very important that it's visual and that it's a constant reminder for us because that's what keeps us moving and pushing forward.
Mm-hmm. We're excited. It's going to be fun. We'll do it through Facebook. So you guys don't have to be on live or anything, but we'll be kind of updating it. So
yeah,
I think we've got 3 minutes left. So are there any questions you guys have about this or just coach life stuff? Or I know, Esther, if this is your first call, you're like, what the heck? I don't even know what half of this stuff is. That's okay. Get you caught up. Are things we can be helping you with?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oops. Hello? Oh, okay.
We can hear you.
Oh, wait, just a sec. Let me turn.
You're good. We can hear you.
Okay. I joined a little late, but there was that video that you guys showed earlier. What was that guy's name called?
I'll go back to, I'm sharing my screen still. So Brendan Burchard. He is a personal development guy, and he is awesome. He has a book out that you can buy, but on his YouTube channel, if you just search Brendan, it's Burchard. So Brendan Burchard. He has all these videos, and they're all somewhere between like 10 and 2 minutes long. They're fantastic. So
Okay.
if you need something quick to like listen to on your drive or in the morning, he just always gets me pumped up. So
Yeah.
Yes. If you're looking for, there's so much free personal development out there, and his are definitely one of the best.
Okay.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, Esther is Julianne's coach, and she's killing it.
Thank you.
Cool. Anything else? Nicole, Elise, are you guys good? Yeah. Cool. Well, thank you always for your time. We will post this recording, and I can post this video in the team page too if you guys just want to have it pulled up. But let us know always how we can be helping you. We hope you have an awesome week.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.